We are starting in 5 to 10 minutes. We have 3 to 4 minutes. We are starting.
चेंज क्यों दे रही
Friends, I am C. Nitin Patak. Today we are going to talk on the subject of 194R. Okay. And, 1 minute. This thing will start in some. Okay. I'm C. Nitin Patak, founder president of Isaka Chapter Ahmedabad. Our Isaka Chapter Ahmedabad was started in August 19, and we are conducting various, mostly on Friday, on various subject, but this time we have chosen Saturday because of a CA day. There are many more presentation available in blog, and you can visit the blog. You will get that. My blog address is cnitinpatakblogspot.com. I'm as a Isaka chapter Ahmedabad. I'm supporting the people the person who wants to do CISA, CSAM, CISSP, number of courses which we are guiding, we are providing the material, we are asking them how to register, and this is our main motive. You can contact me through email nitinmpatak@gmail.com. My WhatsApp number is 9773125132. You are most welcome. This Wednesday, 6 July, we are going to have another talk on SOX compliance, SOX 2 compliance, which is going to be conducted by Mr. Chandan Chaurasia from Mone. You can register to this. In that case, 2 safety hours would be available for ISACA members. Our president is Kusru Dr. Manish Nayak, Bhavik Nagori, and Viral Jani. You can just join through blogspot.com. The SOX and this subject of system and security is a very powerful subject, and you can join there. Today I'm going to talk on 194R, which is a draconian provision, which is going to be very important. Deep depth of understanding is required. I am going to take you through this memorandum of the Act, who to deduct tax, for whom to deduct tax, what are the rate, what are the types of transaction covered, what are the values, what are the intricacy, why compare with section 185, why comparison with section 28 subsection 4, notification which has been issued, which is discussed thoroughly, question answer in the form is there are different forms, we have not covered the different forms. If any query regarding the 194R, you can contact us through 9825804094 or Gmail. We are just planning to very shortly, we are going to talk on 194S also, which would be available shortly. I am just covering the memorandum of this because memorandum would be helpful to you in understanding the purpose of introduction of the clause. So I have verbatim presented the memorandum, which is I'm going to talk very fast. Then there would be a slowly we will discuss about that. What is the finance minister on the floor of house said that because some of the income was escaped because of section 21, 20, 28(4), we have decided to implement 194R to make it a transparent procedure. As per clause 28(4), I'm going fast because I will picking little slowly also. Any question on chat, you can in chat box, you can write down about that. You can WhatsApp me the question. We will answer. We will, if not right now, we would email you back. As per clause 28, subsection 4 of the Act, the value of any benefit or perquisite, whether convertible into money or not, arising from business or exercise of profession, to be charged as business income at the hands of the recipient of such benefit. However, in many cases, such person does not report the receipt in the return of income, leading to furnishing incorrect particulars of income. This is the purpose for which the law is introduced. Accordingly, in order to widen and deepen the tax base, it is proposed to introduce a new section 194R to the Act to provide. Why we are reading? Because it gives the intention behind which the law is framed. They provide that person responsible for providing to a resident, it applies to resident only. Any benefit or perquisite, whether convertible into money or not, arising from carrying out of a business or exercising of a profession by such resident, shall before providing such benefit or perquisite, as the case may be, to such resident, ensure that tax has been deducted in respect of such benefit or perquisite at the rate of 10% of the value or aggregate of such benefit or perquisite. For the purpose of this section, the expression person responsible for providing has been proposed to mean a person providing such benefit in the case of a company, including the principal officer thereof. I'm verbatim reading, so you may not be able to get it slowly, but later on you will be able to pick it up. Further, in the case of the benefit of perquisite, the case me wholly in kind. तो ये जो 194A में R में होता है, suppose somebody is given a Mercedes, suppose Shahrukh Khan is given a Mercedes of rupees 95 lakh, and he has been given 5 lakhs. So in that case, tax is to be deducted at 95 rupees Mercedes, 5 lakh rupees check, and 1 crore. So 10 lakh is to be deducted. So this is partly in cash, partly in kind. Further, in the case of benefit of perquisite, wholly in the kind of partly cash, partly is not sufficient to meet the liability of deduction of tax. The whole of such benefit of perquisite, the person responsible for providing the such benefit of perquisite shall, before releasing the benefit, before releasing the car to Shahrukh Khan, SRK, the person who is giving car need to deduct TDS of 10%, that is 10 lakh rupees. Ensure that tax has been paid in respect of the benefit of perquisite. No tax is to be deducted if it is less than 20,000. The person whose previous year income of individual and HUF is less than 1 crore turnover or professional income of less than 50 lakh, then that person need not follow the procedure. This is the memorandum which I have read it. Now I'm reading the section. Section says that deduction of tax or benefit. So what is saying, any person who is having a business income or a professional income receives any benefit or perquisite. Benefit means car, suppose given a ticket, air ticket, given a holiday package, given a hospital package, given a Mercedes, given some material. These are all included. Education. So education of the children, IPL ticket, FIFA ticket, these are all considered in the benefit would be included. And perquisite, they have been given a perquisite, that also included. Suppose medical free sample, these are also included in this thing. So deduction of a tax or benefit perquisite in case of a business or profession. So what they say, any person responsible Person means every person is included, including individual and HUF, whose income is more than 1 crore and 1 crore turnover or more than 50 lakh rupees professional income, except 51 crore and 50 lakh less. Everybody is supposed to deduct TDS if it is exceed 20,000 for providing any benefit to resident. It doesn't apply to non-resident. Any benefit or perquisite, whether convertible into money or not, arising from business or exercise of profession by such resident, shall before providing such benefit or perquisite, as the case may be, to such resident, ensure that tax has been deducted in respect of such benefit or perquisite at the rate of 10% for the value of aggregate of such benefit or value provided to the resident. The section says that 10% flat needs to be deducted. It is not like unlike 195. In 195, the deductor, the person responsible for deducting tax, the payer, should not look into the character whether it is a taxable income or not. In 195, first is whether it is a taxable income in the end of the recipient, whether double taxation treaty is applicable, and rate according to them, including surcharge. Here, no surcharge in 194R. In 195, you have to look into the rate, then DTAA, then rate including surcharge needs to be seen. So this is the difference between 194R and 194. This 194 provided that in a case where the benefit of acquisite, as the case may be partly in cash, partly in kind, which is 95 plus 5, 95 Mercedes, 5 lakh in cash. But such purchase is not sufficient to meet the liability of deduction of tax in respect of all of such benefit of acquisite. The person responsible for providing such benefit of acquisite shall, before releasing the benefit of acquisite, ensure that tax required to be deducted has been paid in respect of such benefit of acquisite. So 95 plus 5, 10 lakh, 5 lakh is a cash check which we provide, which means they may not give it, or they can give it, and Shahrukh Khan would come and give you 10 lakh of his receipt, the challan, advance tax challan showing BSR code, everything detailed, and he gives an information that these are the advance tax I have paid, and there is a provision in section 26Q that you have deducted the Shahrukh Khan has paid in one advance tax, which would be reflected in 26Q. There is a provision in that. In that case, the person who is liable to see that 10% is paid would be deemed to be have been paid, or he has to pay for it, or grossing up is done. We are not talking about grossing up here. So this is clear about part 1. Then if it does not exceed rupees 20,000, no tax need to be deducted into the nature which I have already covered in our earlier discussion. If any difficulty arises giving effect to the provision of this section, so this is a provision which requires a lengthy discussion, deliberation between industry, tax consultant, and the CBDT. And on the basis of difficulty, they would give, provide a guidelines, and that guideline could be put before the House of Parliament, each House of Parliament, and shall be binding on both income tax as well as thing. 194R3. 194R, if any difficulty, there would be issued of a guideline by the Board of Directors, Board of CBDT. Maybe the previous officer going to issue a guideline for the purpose of this. We are issuing, they have issued a guideline in the form of question answer 1 to 10, which we are going to discuss verbatim, word to word. Okay. For the purpose of this section, person responsible for providing means purpose company, the company itself, including the principle thereof. Rule 30, 31, 31A, 31A, 31ACB, 37BA, 114I, Form 16, 24G, 26A, 26. These are the forms that there is a change made to implement 194R. We are not going to discuss the form and rules. So why we are discussing 28.4? Because in the memorandum of understanding memorandum to the budget, they have said that in section 28(4) benefit and perquisite which were evaded and which were not reflected in the time at the time of filing return. That's why we are implementing section 194R. Profit, what is the section 28(4) says? Profit and gains of a business or profession. 28(4), the value of any benefit or perquisite, whether convertible into money or not, arising from the business or as a profession. Here, what is missing in 194 and R and 124, 28(4)? Suppose somebody has taken a loan from bank. His loan is outstanding as of rupees 8 crore. 5 crore is the principal amount, 3 crore is the interest. He is not able to pay the bank, and bank come into settlement of rupees 4 crore. He pays to a bank 4 crore and bank says that now we are not going to recover 8 crore and the case is settled closed. In that case, 3 crore is a payment under section 43B. So 3 crore is never taken as an expenditure in the books of account of 1. So that's why 3 crore is not taken, but 5 crore minus 4 crore, 1 crore would be considered as income under section 194R, which was escaped under section 28(4). Now there is a different provision. They say that at the time of computing, at the time of deducting TDS, the person who is supposed to deduct TDS under section 194R should not see the character of the payment, whether it is a capital asset, whether it is an income, whether it is an expense, is need not be seen. He has to deduct TDS under section 194R. So guidelines for removal of difficulty has been circular 12/2020 dated 16th June 2020. The detailed question are published. We are discussing one by one. I am discussing every question in detail. Question number 1: is it necessary for the person providing benefit of purpose need to check the amount is taxable under section 28(4) before deducting a tax under section 984R? Severity, clarity. This is a binding because it's a law. They say that 194R of the Act casts an obligation on the person responsible for providing benefit or perquisite to ration and deduct at the rate of 10%. There is no further any benefit or perquisite, whether in cash or kind, or whether it is a capital asset or not, needs to deduct 10%. There is no further requirement to check whether the amount is taxable in the hands of recipient or not. Unlike 195, which I have already discussed, whether it is a capital asset, whether it is 28(4) or 41 or income from other sources, one needs to deduct TDS. That is what the circular says. There is no further requirement to check whether amount is taxable in the hands of the recipient or not. In this regard, in the context they have discussed, they have deliberated and mentioned section 95 of the Act is a requirement to know whether the payment by the deductor is an income in the hands of non-resident under section 185 requires deduction any other sum chargeable under the provision of the Act and the rate in force. Thus, there is a requirement of deductor to verify under section 95 the sum is chargeable under income tax and the rate in force as per section 237, and it allows the section 1990 a DTW in determining the tax, which is supposed to say Q1 categorically mentioned 195 also. I'm just missing one slide 3 which is covered. Hence, there is a further requirement checking whether the taxability is such a requirement is not there in section 194R. In the absence of these two terms in this section, says there is no requirement of deductor to verify whether the amount is taxable in the hands of recipient or section under which is taxable. It may also be highlighted that the two terms are also not there in 194. 194E is also reproduced here. In 194E, whenever the payment is made to sports association, non-resident sports association, non-resident sports athlete, the TDS need to be deducted at flat rate, and which was confirmed by Pilcom versus CED versus West Bengal in CED held that tax is to be taken under section 194E of the Act. At its basis, there is no need to check out whether taxability is in the hands of the non-resident or not. Payment to non-resident sportsmen, the sportsman association. Payment to non-resident sportsmen, so whether any income referred to in maybe is payable to non-resident sportsman, including the athlete, entertainer who is not a citizen, non-resident sports association or institution, the person responsible for making payment at the time of credit of such income or at the time of payment, whichever is eligible by check or draft, he should deduct TDS at the rate of 20% under section 194E. Why we are referred 194E? The same type of behavior, same type of analogy is to be required in section 194R. Question number 2. Is it necessary that the benefit of action must be in kind? For section 95 of the Act, answer, this provision clearly indicate the intent of the legislation is that there could also be situations that where the benefit of acquisition in cash or benefit of acquisition in kind, or partly in cash and partly in kind. Thus, 194 clearly brings the scope where the benefit is perquisite is in cash or kind. It should be say for example, which we have taken an example of Shahrukh Khan. Shahrukh Khan received 95 lakh rupees Mercedes 5 lakh rupees cash. Same is the case with Priyanka Chopra. Priyanka Chopra gets is a say lavish pocket, lavish diamond. So he got a diamond set of rupees 1 crore. Okay, and he's been given rupees 10 lakh also. Then also partly in cash, partly in kind. For that, Priyanka Chopra needs to pay TDS. TDS needs to be deducted by the other person. As has been stated in response to the question number 1, there is no requirement to check whether it is taxable in the hands of recipient or not. There are following judgment which has been specifically mentioned in the circular 12/2020 in the question number 3. Question answer number 3. They have specified 6 cases. One case is Ramesh Babulal Shah versus CID 53 taxman.com 277. The cases like this, the SSC entered into an agreement with J for purchase of land. Suppose, let me give you a brief. I entered into an agreement with someone for buying of a land. Now that person, instead of selling it to me, he sells to another party with a development agreement. When I file a suit against him, he compromised with me with a consent decree that he will pay me say 20 lakh. In that case, 20 lakh which I am receiving for consideration for a non this thing, this would be liable for tax under section 194R. Clear? This is a land deal. This is another case which I already discussed in earlier. In CIT versus Ramaniyam Home Private Limited versus 16 taxman.com 289, which I was given an example of 8 crore is my outstanding, 3 lakh rupees, 3 crore is my interest, 5 crore is my principal, 4 crore the settlement is done, 1 crore would be my income, and TDS needs to be deducted under section 194R. If someone is provided who is a director, who is an employee, who is a relative, or who is a consultant to a company, who have been provided with rent-free accommodation, furniture and fixtures given to a director would be taxable under head 28(4). That is CIT versus Subrata Roy. Now again case number 5, where a car was given by SSC by his disciple. This is the case with CIT versus Ram Kripal Tripathi, 125 ITR 408. Any disciple, any guru which receives a car or any perquisite or any diamond or whatever may be the cost, he shall be liable to pay tax at the rate of 10% of the value of the goods or capital asset which he receives, including diamond, car, free accommodation to stay in the disciple with the disciple. It would be considered as this thing. Case number 4. Case number 5. This is NDM Natwarlal versus CAD 122 ITR 80. The SSC was the director of the company in terms of the agreement with the shares were allocated to the director. Suppose 100 shares are allocated of Reliance. Today the rate is 2,500. It costs 2,50,000 and he has been provided the at the rate of 50,000 he has to pay. The day on which the allotment is made, 2 lakh would be the dim income under section 184R, and Reliance needs to deduct TDS for the shares given at a discount, and it would be considered as perquisite. 190, if he is the director, then perquisite, it will be liable for tax under section 1 as a salary. If he is a consultant, it will be liable to tax under section 194R. Value of a gift or land was held by the recipient as in carrying on the vocation and held as a taxable income. Suppose I am providing a consultancy and somebody has given me a free land of rupees 2 crore. I would be liable for 184R under section this thing. Amarnath Chakravarti versus CID. This 79 ITR 342. This is a binding because it is shown in Circular 12 2013. I will discuss the case so that you will be able to understand the purpose of this circular mentioned here. Thus, it can be seen that asset given as a benefit or perquisite may be a capital asset in general sense of the term like car, land, but in of the receipt is a benefit or perquisite and accordingly been held as taxable. In any case, as stated earlier, the deductor is not required to check if the benefit of is taxable in the hands of recipient. Thus, the deductor is required to deduct tax under section 184 in all the cases. Now we are into question number 4 of circular number 12 2012. Whether sales discount, cash discount, rebate or benefit or perquisite. Sales discount, cash discount, rebate discount allowed to customer from listed retail price represent lesser of sale price itself to that extent purchase price of customer is not reduced. Suppose I am buying goods regularly from a company regularly and it give me cash discount, sales discount, quantity discount, rebate, whatever type of discount they are giving. What logically what they saying circular says it should be the difference between 10 lakh rupees bill and the different types of discount is paid rupees 2 lakh, rupees 8 lakh, difference of 2 lakh rupees. Actually 10 lakh rupees is the total bill, 2 lakh rupees is a discount given by various means, cash discount, rebate discount, quantity discount, all types of discount, but rupees 2 lakh as such should be liable for 194R. But to remove difficulty, it should be taxable, not taxable, and would be not be taxed in the hands of for 2 lakh. There is no 194R would be applicable. This is what they have said. There could be another situation where the seller is selling item. Here, what is said that I am buying a goods of rupees 12 and 10 is a billing, 10 is a billing quantity. I would be receiving, I have to pay 120 for 10 quantity of material. 12 rupees, 120 I have to pay. And they are giving me 12 quantity. In my books of 120 rupees as a purchase and I have to pay for that. And in my books of account as a quantity addition, there would be 10 addition. As such, my cost would be 10. For this type of transaction, they say that there won't be any 194R. But they say that if I am receiving a different types of goods, then it would be liable for 194R. They have given the another explanation on this. Similarly, this section should not be extended to other benefits provided by the seller in connection with its sales. To illustrate the following are some of the examples of benefit perquisite on which tax is required to be deducted under section 184 of the Act. When a person gives incentives other than discount, in the form of a cash kind such as car, TV, computer, gold coin, mobile phone. So when I am buying a 1 crore rupees goods from X company, say for example, I've given an example of Reliance, and they give me rupees 10 lakh as check, free, car, TV, computer, gold coin, mobile phone. But this value of good which cash I receive would be liable for tax at a market rate under section 194R. When a person sponsors a trip for recipient and he is suppose in many insurance companies, say LIC, those insurance agents would be given as free tip for going somewhere to him, to his relative. Then that if they achieve certain target, then the sponsors of the trip would be liable for 194R. When a person provides a free ticket of an event, suppose there is an event going on in suppose there is a World Cup which is going to be played in Australia, and if you and your friend is provided a free ticket, accommodation, and going ticket, it would be liable for tax under section 194. Even if only ticket is provided, then also it is liable for tax. When a person gives medical sample to free to medical practitioner, suppose some medical doctor which receives a free medical sample less than rupees 20,000 for whole year, he will not be liable for less than 20,000, not liable for that. No, not Qua medical representative, but Qua company. Intas is a company. If they receive one medical doctor, receive less than 20,000 sample, not liable for tax. The above example are this: the relaxation is provided from data to sell discount and debit is only to be extended to others. Similarly, the tax is required if the benefit of is provided to a doctor who is working as a consultant in the hospital. 1 minute. So, to illustrate, free medical sample may be provided. I'm okay. Where I am? 1 minute. I was just this I have covered. Discount has covered. There could be another seller. This I have covered. Since the relaxation is not provided other benefit to the seller, this I have covered. I will do next. It is further clear that this benefit of purpose may be used by the owner. Suppose the benefit, suppose Intas is given a benefit to an employee of a Zydas, is given to owner, director, or employee, or their relative in individual capacity, may not be carrying on business and exercise. Then also any benefit provided to Zydas hospital, director, owner, employee, or their relative who is may not be carrying on business or profession. However, tax is required to be deducted by Intas for any benefit provided to Zydas hospital. However, the tax is required to be deducted by the person in the name of recipient entity, since it is provided because he is working with Zydas uses by virtue of the relation with the recipient and substance of benefit provided by the recipient of the entity. So Zydas employee receives then Zydas Intas provided service to Zydas hospital. It would be liable in the hands of Intas. They can in turn take and perquisite in the hands of owner, director, or employee, whatever may be. May be liable as this thing. To illustrate, free medical sample may be given by a company to a doctor who is an employee. Now this is an example given in this thing. A person working in Zydas hospital. He is working as an employee and he's been given a free sample, free medicine. And TDS under section 194R will be deducted in the hands of Zydas hospital by Intas. In turn, the medical thus in substance the benefit of is provided to hospital. The hospital may be subsequently treat this benefit as a perquisite in the hands of the employee under section 17 and deduct TDS under section. In such a case, it would be first taxable in the hospital and then allows a reduction as a salary expenditure in the end of hospital. Hospital can get a credit of tax deducted under section 194R. And it is further clarified the threshold of 20,000 would be applicable qua recipientary, not qua each employee. Similarly, tax is required to be deducted under section 994 if the benefit of acquisition provided by doctor who is working as a consultant. Suppose some doctor is working as a consultant and he is doing his own practice also. If he is being given a professor income by Zydus Hospital, then also 194R would be applicable. What would be happen? Suppose 1 lakh free medical sample is given to some neurophysician. First, interest will deduct TDS in the case of Zydus Hospital under section 194R. And the same way, 194R, Zydus will deduct TDS in the case of a consultant, neurophysician. In this case, the benefit of acquisition provider may deduct TDS under the Act, hospital as a recipient, and thus may again deduct under section for providing the same benefit. To remove difficulty as an alternative, the original benefit of acquisition provider may directly deduct in the hands of neurophysician consultant, but there is an option given to either route through interest to Zydus Hospital to neurophysician, or there is an option given Zydus interest will may deduct TDS of neurophysician also. This provision shall not apply if the provision of this free medical sample 194 will not apply to perquisite is being provided to government like government hospital not carrying any business or profession. So government are excluded from section 194R. How is the valuation of benefit and perquisite needs to be done? The valuation would be based on the fair market value of the benefit of perquisite except the following cases. The benefit perquisite provided the market would be based on the market value of the benefit. जो market value है जिस दिन perquisite दी गई, the medicine which is given, the date on which it is given, it would be liable for tax. Car, scooter, diamond, dollar, or mobile, it would be the market value as on that date, except in the following cases. The benefit provider has purchased the benefit before providing it to the recipient. Suppose I have purchased a mobile from the market and then I have given it to the 194 recipient, then it would be liable at the rate of purchase which I have made. But if it is manufactured in my company, it would be treated as which I sell to other customer. Needless to add that GST will not be included for the purpose of valuation. Many times a social media influence. एक second. Many times. Many times social media influencer is given a product of a manufactured company so that it can use the product, show it in the audio video to speak about the product in social media. Is this product given to influencer or benefit will be liable for acquisite? Here what is there, whether this will depend on the facts of each case. In case which I have already discussed, say Shahrukh Khan, say Mercedes-Benz has given a 95 lakh rupees Benz market price good given to in the case of benefit of acquisite being a product like car, mobile. Let us go to a case of SRK. SRK is given a Mercedes car to show in social media as well as when he's going out in a newspaper, and he is keeping it for 15 to 30 days, then he give back this Mercedes. Then this Mercedes will not be considered as income of not liable under section 194R. But if it is kept by them forever, it will be liable or for a very long time. In case of benefit of acquisition being a product like car, mobile, outfit, cosmetic, and if the product is returned to manufacturer after using it for the purpose of rendering services, then it will not be treated as benefit of acquisition. However, if the product is retained, and then it will be in the nature of benefit of acquisition, which I have given an example of SRK given Mercedes. Question number 7. Whether reimbursement of expenses incurred by the service provider in the course of service is liable for perquisite. Let me give an example. I'm an auditor. I'm working for company X. Company X has got 7 cities which I have to do internal audit or stock audit. They give me 1 lakh rupees, and after that, generally, I would go for me or my person would go for travel expenses to 7 cities. I would raise a 1 lakh bill, whatever expenses I have incurred for 7 cities, and whatever expenses I will deduct, and the rest amount would be liable for income tax in my case. Okay. Now, there may be a provision that Mr. X company directly pay for my ticket, and ticket is booked in the name of company only. Then NMP going company is paying ticket, hotel charges, staying and everything. In that case, as the ticket is purchased in the name of a company only, there won't be any 194R. But if I have purchased ticket in my name and the payment is made NMP and company and the payment is made by X, 194R would be applicable. So there are 3 scenarios. Bill is in my name, 194R will be applicable. Bill is the name of the X company, no one. If I make a gross receipt and I make the payment, matter is over. So the payment is not material. The bill whose name is there is more important. Very clear. They have given a very specific example with a lot of detail in this thing to make any anomaly. Let me any expenditure which is liability of a person carrying on a business of if made by other person. It will let us assume that a consultant is rendering services X which is receiving consultancy fee, and I'm not going. I've already covered. Sometimes the invoices are obtained. This is we have already covered. I'm not going there. Not. Is there any dealer? If there is a dealer conference to educate the dealer about the product of the company, is benefit of work is liable for tax. So generally, the dealer meeting, education meeting is done in order to promote the product, in order to discussion about how the product is being used, obtaining the order dealer with the customer, teaching the sales techniques to a customer, addressing a query of a dealer and customer, reconciliation of account of dealer and this thing. However, such conference must be not in nature of incentives, benefit to select the dealers. If it is provided to select debtors, it would be liable for tax. But if it is in general, it will not be liable under section 194R. Further to this, there is a rider. They are given. They have been very specific. They have been very categorical. So circular is very exhaustive for anyone to understand it. Now these are the purpose. Now what they're saying, if it is being used for a specific class of people, those who achieve certain target, this will be taxable. Suppose these are the services, these are the conference which is held, say in Mumbai. If it is preponed by day and कोई आदमी 2 दिन पहले आके रहता है, 3 दिन बाद में रहता है, only those days where the conferencing held, it will be allowable as an expenditure. Now, after seeing that there are another amenities are provided, except food and boarding, any other addition is made. Say they are being taken to some other place for other services. Tour pe le gaye, so it would be not allowable. Okay. Previously past, any other addition or any family member or any guest is allowed, then it would be not it would not be, it would be fall under section 194R. So I have already further in the following expenses attributed to leisure trip, leisure component. पूरी leisure trip नहीं है, आधी leisure component add कर दिया, leisure trip कर दिया. Even if it is identical nature, the expenditure incurred for family member, a company attending, even a dealer is a days prior and post, it would be tax is deductible under section 194R. Q8 is very clear. Now Q9. Section 194R provides that if the benefit of purpose is in kind or partly in kind and partly in, then the person responsible for providing such benefit is required to ensure that tax required to be deducted has been paid in respect of benefit before realizing the benefit. How such person is satisfied that tax has been paid? The requirement of law is that if a person providing benefit in kind or receiving tax is required to be deducted, and the person is required to ensure that tax required to be deducted has been paid by the recipient, such recipient would pay tax in the form of advance tax, which I've already said that Shahrukh Khan, I have given a, suppose X company is given a Shahrukh Khan 95 lakh rupees and 5 lakh rupees cash, and they have provided. Now Shahrukh Khan says that I have paid advance tax. He would give the challan, he would challan the serial number, BSR code, everything, and he would give a certificate. Now when company files the return under section 26Q, they said that payment made to Shahrukh Khan for these services, TDS has been paid by him, and it will be reflected in his return. Though tax is not paid by the person who provided the car to Shahrukh Khan, but Shahrukh Khan channel would be considered as deemed 26 194 R payment. No order difficult. If the benefit is provided, deduct TDS and pay the government, the tax would be, suppose I deduct 10 lakh and give the rest amount to Shahrukh Khan. So Shahrukh Khan pay me 5 lakh because he's getting 95 lakh. I would pay 10 lakh and give a challan to TDS certificate to him. This is also work. So both the ways it's okay. Now last question arises. The tax needs to be deducted after 1st July 2022-23. Threshold limit is 20,000. So any payment, if before 30th June, if you have made a payment of more than 20, under section more than 20,000, no TDS. Now suppose you paid 10,000 in June and the rest, whenever it exceeds 20,000, TDS needs to be deducted. Thank you very much, sir. And we are going to have a similar deliberation on 194S. Mostly on Tuesday, I will declare it. And with there are many presentation is available on blog nitinampatak@gmail.com. Any query, anything which you don't understand, please call on us. Last but not least, I'm going on the first slide. Any question? Anybody is welcome to just mail me. I'll answer it. On Wednesday, 6:30, we are going to take a call on Chandan versus Chaurasia. SOX 2 compliance. This would be a detailed understanding about this. This class is on Zoom. And it will be taken by Mr. Chandan Chaurasia, who is from Pune. He will deliver the talk. With this, we are concluding. Thank you very much. Anyone has a question, just WhatsApp me. I'll answer it. Thank you very much.